extends. Why filler first, then Botox? It's a situation where the patient doesn't want to come back. Ideally, you should advise them first Botox, come back, then add the fillers. In the ideal situation, when patient is like come from somewhere, they want to do everything together, want to do filler and Botox together. So in that case, fillers, after fillers, it is your
more focused to speak well and very well. I will try to do justice with my presentation. It is optimizing QC and laser. Basically, we all are doing our procedures using the gadgets. How can we use it better? That is my focus more on selecting the parameters. We can learn the basics of the parameters so that we can do justice with our work. So when you start thinking about practicing with QC NDR, there are certain things which you have to see. Like it starts right from the machine, learning curve, the parameters, selecting the right indication and the right patient expectation of your staff, machine and patient. All three things are very, very important. That is also has to be taken care when you really want to optimize treatment in your practice. Our skill, all are essential requirements to achieve the target. So which machine to buy? There are a lot of machines. There are Chinese machines and big brand machines. The Chinese machines, so in new practice, people want to go for buying Chinese machines, but there are limitations with Chinese machines. The power is not consistent. Individual shot is variable power distribution. So there are a lot of risks with that. The in Chinese machines, they have either a fixed spot size or it cannot be increased beyond 2 or 3 millimeter. And the frequency also low. Time to treat the patient. Bonded machines have these all basic requirements fulfilled, and there are certain machines like Helio has a fractional handpiece. So you can deliver higher power with more safety. So this is the important thing apart from your financial part and the financial what it's a personal things, but these are the things which you should keep in mind. And also one more thing is that what I would like to say that the person who is providing the machine, how efficient and sincere he is in providing his post-sale services. So there are active and passive usage. The active usage is the laser where the energy is delivered through articulated arms, the flash lamps, and the lamp. The resin rod is inside the machine. In passive usage, both the rod and the flash lamp are in the handpiece, and that's why they deliver less power. So this is how you can see this one is a Helios, this is a QC tube, NDR rod, and output coupler. The same thing is here. There is a thermal lens compensator which help to enhance the power in the lasing chamber. It can collect more energy for the distribution, and that's why it's more powerful. And that's why the shot has got a consistent peak and the duration. Where it is a lot of fluctuations in the power distribution, and which is very, very important. They have variable refractive mirror, the Chinese machines or the low band machines. So we have to be very careful, and it's a very, very big difference. So the beam profile in top head machines are very consistent. So the results are also very important, variable, and also the safety of the patient. Same way, like when you use Helios, the power is distributed evenly, the energy doesn't fall down, whereas in VRM machines, the energy slowly falls down. There is a mode called PTP mode, that is acoustic technology pulse. It's a unique pulse disruption, proven more effective and more comfortable than single QC pulse for skin rejuvenation and skin toning. Actually, here you can give higher energy in 2 speed pulses so that you don't burn the epidermis. The second pulse is before the thermal relaxation time, so that you can accumulate the energy inside the target and you can have a better result with more safety. So like when you are talking about Helios, what is the difference in Helios 2 and 3? Basically, the maximum power with Helios 2 is 1 joule. Okay, and in free running mode it's 2 joule, whereas in Helios 3 it is 1.3 and 3 joule. There's a difference of the fractional handpiece with 532 mode. These are the 2 basic differences in Helios 2 and 3. So those who are looking for higher energy and power, they really need to just can also suffice. But of course, it has also got a PTP mode. You can give higher energy with Helios 3. So when you have best car, but you still need a person to train you, and that is called facing the learning curve. Here there is no trainer, you have to train yourself. It starts from reading books and publish articles. I tell you, a lot of people buy machine, they practice, but they never read. I had many friends who never opened the book and try to read the basics of technology. Once we read, we can definitely try to improve our results and we can play with the machine better. So the man behind the machine has to be well known, well educated and well read. Then you have to focus on the limited indication in the beginning where you can deliver result with safety. Sometimes you may not get a desired result or you can face some side effects, keep your motivation very high. Then it comes to attending the workshops and lecture to refine your work. And of course, a friend in need is a friend indeed. You always need a friend to share your experiences and improve your personal work. So the fluence, spot size and depth are interrelated. When you want to go deeper, if your spot size is fixed, you have to increase the fluence. But with the smaller spot size, if you increase the fluence, there are chances of epidermal burns. So what you can do is that you can increase the spot size so that you can go deeper, even more energy. So these are very, very important thing. When you are treating epidermal lesions, keep your spot size small and energy low. That is very important. Same thing applies about the overlapping of frequency. The advanced QC machines have got a very high frequency, 10 Hertz. So you feel that, okay, I can finish my work very fast, but it is always not safe. So how much percent of overlapping is good? 50% overlapping is safer. If it is 80 to 90%, it is risky. I would advise that the beginner should start with 5 Hertz rather than 10 Hertz. I will talk further about the frequency in my further slides, where you will know how the frequency can make impact on your treatment. So there was a study to identify the relations of frequency and the power, and the spot size. So they implanted a sensor thermometer in the dummies and then they studied the power distribution in the skin. Before that, I would just show this slide, which is a yellow color, like my text. You can read 10 spots of 800 millijoule pulse at 10 Hertz give 8 watts of the energy. 10 shots of 800 millijoule pulse at 1 Hertz will give 0.8 watts. That is the difference. If you are consistently giving overlapping and giving higher energy with higher frequency, you can deliver more energy without a need, and you may end up in complications. And where you want to give energy, you should know about it. So that is what very, very important. So now you can understand here. Then they studied about the zoom handpiece and the fractional handpiece with frequency and rise of the temperature at the target site. So when we talk about zoom handpiece, repetition rate was 1, 5 and 10. Okay. You can see that the rise of temperature was 2.5, 7.4 and 12.7 with different hertz. When they use fractional handpiece, the rise in temperature was 1.6 degrees Celsius above the skin temperature when the frequency was 1. It was 4.3 when the frequency was 5 Hertz. It was 7 when the frequency was 10 Hertz. It's a very, very important thing to understand and learn. So that is how it makes a difference. If you are using a fractional handpiece, you can give higher energy with a higher frequency with less rise in the temperature. So, what are the parameters important to understand? The wavelength. The wavelength 1064 for dermal and 532 for epidermal. Fluence, higher fluence for lighter and lower for darker lesions. Spot size. As I told you, if you want to go deeper, you have to go larger spot size. If you want to be shallow, you have to go smaller spot size. So that is how we can decide. If you are targeting epidermal lesion, we don't need to have a larger spot size. When you want to go deeper, you have to have a larger spot size. Pulse width. The most of the QCH lasers what we are using have a fixed pulse width that cannot be changed. The Helios has a pulse width of around 5 to 8. So you can increase the frequency when you are targeting a larger area. So what is aggressive and what is conservative parameter? When we talk, you treat it aggressively. No, this lesion you should talk conservatively. So now we have understood when the wavelength is short, when the pulse duration is short, when the spot size is small, this is high, it's called aggressive. Normally it is used in skin type 1 and 3 safely. Whereas in conservative parameters, the pulse wave is long, like 1064. Pulse width is longer. Spot size is larger. And fluence is kept low is a conservative parameter. It is useful for skin type 1 and 4 to 6 and non-facial areas. Because non-facial areas have a delayed healing, so we should be conservative because the epidermal adhesions are less for enhancing the healing. Be careful with Fitzpatrick type 1 and 4 and 6 because they can absorb higher energy, epidermal burns. And pigmentation characteristic like darker lesions are going to absorb higher energy, whereas lighter are going to absorb less energy. Force may also be there, like in photodamaged skin, like vascular or unwanted hair. So we have to be very careful with that. So there are different kind of hand pieces available. The black one is zoom handless piece that can deliver energy deeper in the dermis, but to a certain limit. When you use a blue handpiece, it is called collimator handpiece. All the laser lights are coherent and parallel, and they can go deeper. When you are using red color handpiece, it has got a fractional handpiece with it is used for 1064, and it can give higher energy. As I told you, fractional can give you higher energy with less damage. So the other advantage that apart from safety, it is also comfortable to the patient. Patient gets less pain. This Helios 3 has got a green handpiece, which is fractional 32. The spot size is 4 mm in this. So it is useful for the epidermal lesions with safety. So these are the important things. When you are targeting deeper, either use collimator or use a fractional handpiece. Epidermal cooling is very important. You have got a lot of options for that, but be careful that if you are doing excessive cooling, you may reduce the efficacy or there may be cold injury to the skin. What is laser toning? Skin toning refers to use of QCH laser for non-ablative skin rejuvenation because patients nowadays, nobody can afford timing of sitting at home. So you have to give higher energy and with less downtime. So QCH comes in action. It targets melanosomes. So subthreshold injury not only lightens the skin but also results in the collagen remodulation and tightening of the skin. These are the findings of the photodamaged skin. These are the things which can be targeted, like there are pigmentary changes, there are vascular changes, there are changes in the texture, there are sagging laxity and degenerative changes. So in many of these changes, what you see in a photodamaged skin can be targeted to QCH Nd:YAG. So when you do skin rejuvenation with QCH Nd:YAG, what you see is a reduction of the skin pigment, improvement of the skin tone, improvement of pore size, control of sebaceous secretion, improvement of skin texture, and reduction of fine lines and wrinkles. Prerequisites, as we know, photograph, written consent, face testing, eye protection, handpiece should be kept in contact with the skin. Otherwise, it will give photocaustic effect and sound, but you may not get desired effect. No anesthesia, cooling should be done, and patient should be instructed about the sunlight protection and bleaching agents prior to the treatment. All safety measures should be used, like staff should wear goggles, patient should be wearing goggles, the staff should sit on the head end comfortably, peacefully, no hurry is very, very important. And when you are treating, nobody should interfere in between the treatment. Melasma. When we talk about melasma, now I'm trying to focus on about few indications. It has a very unpredictable results. You have to align your patient very well, stress on chances of recurrences, and you have to be conservative to avoid complications like depigmentation of PI, especially when you are going for multiple sessions. There are a lot of pressure, but you have to be really conservative. Protection, bleaching agents are very essential. So when you are targeting melasma, the things which have to be taken care in mind is low repetition rate, minimum overlap, and adequate cooling can give you a safer result and a better result. This patient was treated with 1064 Fresnel, Collimator, and with a quasi-long pulse mode. She had a quite comfortable result. In spite of that, in my view, patient had a good improvement in 4 sessions, but patient wants more. So that has to be aligned right from the beginning. This patient was very confident, was known to me through a dermatologist friend, and she received 10 sessions, but there was no improvement at all. These things need counseling. When you are under pressure, you go for increasing the power. There may be a depigmentation like what you see here. You can get miria also. So you be very careful, especially targeting the darker areas. This patient had a severely photodamaged skin and steroid abuse phase. First, I had to just wait before the skin becomes healthy and hydrated. Then I started treating with her with Q-Switch 1064 Fresnel handpiece, 3 joule per centimeter square, 5 sessions, 4 weeks apart, and she had a tremendous improvement. You can see here the pigmentation has gone, the texture also has improved. You can see here also, and she was very happy. And now she is starting noticing her hair, unwanted hair, and she's planning to go for laser hair reduction as well. So your counseling, patience is very, very important when you are treating a patient. Lip lightening treatment is very effective. You can use 1064. 5 mm spot is very good. 3 joule per centimeter square. 3 sessions are enough to give good treatment. You can use 530 also with low energy around 0.53 joule per centimeter square with 5 mm spot. Patient will have a lot of swelling and redness for 2 or 3 days, but it will give a very quicker result. So if your patient is ready to face the downtime, you can use 532, which will be very good. Even you can use for lightening of the gums. So there is a one thing called medium depth non-ablative resurfacing, COOS technique, that was taught by Dr. Moon Choi in pigmentary form, and where you use the Fresnel handpiece of 532. I didn't have Fresnel handpiece because I have used to, so I use Collimator handpiece. You start doing treatment of you have to keep the handpiece around 6 inches away from the 8 mm size, 0.53 joule per centimeter square. Patient has a slight dullness of the skin and redness swelling for around 2 to 3 days, and then they start improving. So it's a very, very effective treatment, provided patient is disciplined and using sunscreens consistently. This patient received 532. You can see the change. You see on the right side, I did 1064. There was improvement with that. On the left side, I did 532. There was a tremendous improvement of the face. So that was to study my result. I had done like that. I had counseled my patient well. And this patient was treated again with 532 laser peeling. Immediately after laser, she had a lot of redness swelling, which subsided. After 3 days, she had a remarkable improvement in her skin tone and texture. What is skin tone basically? Skin tone is a reflectance of the skin. As the color becomes lighted, the light reflection of the skin improves a lot, and that's why you see a fair and a glowing skin. So the reflectance of the light is very, very important in that. Carbon peeling is the same thing, what you are all aware. You are using carbon particle, you apply on the face, keep it under oxygen for 20 minutes, wipe off all the, then you start treating. First, you have to use quasi-long pulse, that is 330 micrometer wavelength, 7 millimeter size. and fluency is around 2.3 joule per centimeter square. First, you heat up the skin with that. The carbon particles get heated, and then you start your resolution with fractional handpiece. The same energy around 2.3 joule per centimeter square with frequency of 10 hertz. And later you can cool the skin and clean it. Repeat it, and you can get a very good result. This patient or tried this thing. Carbon should not be too much. It should be a very thin layer. The skin should be visible. The dark is not condition.